Hey, it's Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson, and I got a good one for you today. This is Elon Musk. I guess there might be some truth, as the article says, that Elon Musk might be flying to what? The moon with the Japanese billionaire in 2023? Guys, why so long? They went to the moon in the 60s, 70s, I thought. What's going on? 2023? But Elon Musk might be going with the Japanese billionaire. Oh, this has got to be good. Stay tuned. We've got a big article coming up, and you're going to laugh a lot, just like I did when I first read it. Well, like I said, we've got Elon Musk back in the news with SpaceX. If he's not smoking weed with Joe Rogan, he's planning his next venture with the Japanese billionaire. I did a video about 3 days ago. If you haven't seen it, it's world's first private passenger is all set to fly around the moon. And anyways, they started this big frenzy and I went through it. I'm going to link up here. You're going to see it in the cards. And I'll also link in the description. If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. It's really funny because they show all these space fanboys and all the reactions of people so giddy and excited. They're going to be going to the moon. Oh, this is amazing. But anyways, let's read about this because in that video we talked about they were going to be making the special announcement on Monday, who the Japanese billionaire was, and more. So let's get into this article here. Could there be more than one billionaire aboard SpaceX's upcoming lunar fly around mission? SpaceX announced yesterday, September 17th, that the Japanese entrepreneur Yusaku Maezawa was found who founded the e-commerce company Zozo has purchased all the seats aboard a BFR vehicle that will launch on a week-long trek around the moon as early as 2023. As early as 2023. All right, this is live just for everyone that's in the chat room. Before I continue, I want to make sure that I let everyone know, yes, it is live. And people are asking, I'm doing a special broadcast because I did a video 3 days ago, I think before they actually did this announcement. Again, it's SpaceX is in the news again, talking about going in 2023. How you doing, Truth Seeker? Good to see you in the chat. And that's the crazy thing is we're talking 2023. Now, anyone that's just coming here for the first time, think about this. They went no problem supposedly in the 60s and 70s. That's 1960s and 1970s. I'm not sure how old you are, but myself, I was born in 1972. That supposedly was the last time they ever set foot on the moon. All right? Now think of the technology back then, all right? And we're not talking PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. We're talking speak and spell. We're talking lower than an iPhone, the original. We're going back to the megahertz processing power of like nothing. And yet, no problem. But yet, oh, look at this. As early as 2023, we're going to the moon. This is going to be a private, this is the illusion of having a private enterprise set up and make people believe that they're going to do it. Now, if you honestly believe that some private business is going to achieve this before NASA, you're sorely mistaken. This is the illusion, this is the deception they set up in the world to convince the world. It's the illusion of choice. It's like the right and left paradigm. It's like Republican or Democrat. Again, when you come down and you look at the parties, again, it's the illusion of choice. Dictators found out a long time ago that it was easier to win people over and propagandize them when it came to media and the illusion of choice rather than subject them to violence and force them a certain way. So again, this is what we're seeing. Hey, you could choose NASA, you could be a NASA fanboy, or you could root for Elon Musk and go for SpaceX. But anyways, this is really rich because again, they're supposedly going to be going on a week-long trek around the moon as early as 2023. I've covered many, many things on this channel when it came to SpaceX, Virgin Galactic, all of these supposed private space enterprises. I'm going to be getting into a lot more because when you look in to the past and see the track record of these agencies, they will tell these announcements and they will get everyone excited. What will happen in 2023? Nothing. They'll say, oh, it's been postponed. Oh, we're going to do it in 2030, 2042, 2051. You're going to be long gone and you're never going to see this. But this is what we're seeing time and time again. You can go back as early as I believe 2006 with a lot of announcements with Virgin Galactic and SpaceX. Again, There's some great stuff. Jaron Campanella from the channel Jaronism has done a lot of breakdowns when it comes to this. I will be linking in the description as well my playlist when it comes to SpaceX, when it comes to all this nonsense that they're teaching us about space. Anyways, we're learning a little bit here now about this Japanese billionaire. He's an art lover, he's a collector. Said he will take 6 to 8 artists with him on this trip. The goal of the mission, which Maezawa calls Dear Moon, oh, isn't that sweet? Dear Moon, he called it, is to help spur the creation of great art that will inspire the whole of humanity. He said last night at SpaceX's headquarters in Hawthorne, California, during a news conference with SpaceX CEO and founder Elon Musk. All right. So we got ads. Towards the end of the event, a reporter in the room asked Musk about his own plans to fly in space. He did suggest, like, maybe I would join on this trip, Musk said, with a laugh, haha, referring to Maezawa. I don't know. He then said, yeah, please, please. Musk looked at him and responded with a bit of a smile, but not a laugh this time. All right, maybe we'll both be on it. Yeah, maybe you'll both be on it all right. You'll both be on the lie. You'll both be on the big scam deceiving mankind with your lies that you're going to be doing a trek around the moon in 2023. And the laughable part of this is seriously, 2023, you had no problem. But what did our famous NASA employee, Don Petty astronaut, say? Oh, that's right. They destroyed the technology to go back to the moon, and it's a painful process to build it back again. But I guess SpaceX is really painfully building it back again because they're supposedly going to the moon in 2023. I mean, come on, people. Who destroys technology when you're making advancements to the moon and beyond? And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we wanted to go with a nice new technology that would only allow us to go to low Earth orbit. So we could just hover around in the ISS and maybe just stare at the moon and look beyond and wonder, wow, did we make the right call? Did we go with the right technology that only allows us to basically hover above Earth when we could literally go to the moon with that great Apollo technology? Like, seriously, this is so backward thinking. I talk to so many people, especially millennials, Generation Z, if you're from the United States, and they will say, yeah, we really aren't buying the moon landing anymore. And they really don't have something to hold to anymore with the moon landing. As you can see, more and more people are starting to look in to the lies and deceptions of NASA, scientism, all of the different various topics that I cover on this channel. More people are looking into it. And again, this is a juggernaut that's coming. There's so many people that are now questioning it. Again, there's a lot of the older generation that doesn't. They were there, they heard the radio broadcast. Maybe they saw, on TV when Nixon was on a landline phone talking to the astronauts on the moon. I mean, nice technology in the 60s, in the 70s when you're talking on a landline phone to the moon. But again, we got SpaceX now with their BFR rocket trying to get people to the moon. But anyways, here we go. Elon Musk. Well, all right. Maybe we'll both be on it. Yep, they're both on it, all right. They're both on this massive lie. But anyways, at least Elon Musk is admitting it with the Japanese billionaire. So they smiled and they clapped, and he's all excited, the Japanese billionaire. We probably shouldn't make too much of this playful exchange, but it is intriguing. Musk has previously expressed a desire to fly in space, though not on the earliest, riskier missions. Indeed, one of his statements to this effect, I'd like to die on Mars, just not on impact, has found its way onto t shirts and posters. This is crazy. People just get so excited. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And that is the whole thing is people get so incredibly excited when it comes to these things. He just smiles. He goes, well, maybe. And everyone runs with it and they do shirts and they do memes and they're all giddy and excited. Elon Musk, oh, he wants to die on Mars and maybe he's going to go to the moon with Mr. Japanese billionaire in 2023. People love space. It's unbelievable. The moon mission wouldn't be as dangerous as a trip to the red planet, but there still will be considerable risk involved. Musk thanked Maezawa for his bravery and for helping to fund the BFR's development with his purchase. All right, here we go. Neither Musk nor Maezawa disclosed how much the mission cost, but both said that Maezawa had already made a substantial down payment. A down payment. Hmm. Hey, we got a video here on the BFR. Does everyone want to hear more about the BFR? I do. Let's hear what they have to say about the BFR.
So the design, the production design of BFR is different in some important ways from what I presented about a year ago. Overall, it is 118 meters long. The payload is still similar. It's about 100 metric tons. That's 100 metric tons to, well, actually technically 100 metric tons to all the way to Mars because of orbital refueling or orbital retanking. So BFR is designed to be able to take 100 tons all the way to the surface of Mars, or to any, well, surface of Mars, maybe Ceres, but if you have a propellant depot on Mars, you're able to get from Mars to the asteroid belt to the moons of Jupiter, and kind of like planet and moon hop all the way to the outer solar system. So BFR is really intended as an interplanetary transport system that's capable of getting from Earth to anywhere in the solar system as you establish propellant depots along the way. Yeah. So we've increased the payload section to be over 1,000 cubic meters. I think it'll probably end up being something around 1,100 cubic meters. There are forward actuated fins and rear actuated fins. The way that BFR flies is somewhat counterintuitive. If you apply your sort of normal intuition, it will not make sense. I'll try to illustrate that in this presentation. So there's the two forward actuated flaps, and then there are two rear actuated wings or fins or flaps, depending on what, they're not exactly comparable to anything else out there. But you kind of want four control surfaces to be able to control the vehicle through a wide range of atmospheric densities and velocities. So the way it operates is kind of more like a skydiver than an aircraft. Almost the entire time when it's re-entering, it is just trying to brake. It's just trying to stop. So it's doing everything it can to shed velocity while distributing that force over the most amount of surface area possible. So two of the three rear fins actuate. They're like giant wings. It actually requires an enormous amount of force to move those wings. It's sort of in the meganewton class of force. The third fin or wing-like structure is actually does not actuate, and it is not a vertical stabilizer as it may appear. It is actually just a leg. So during the high velocity portion of entry, it's in the lee of the wind, and it really doesn't have any aerodynamic purpose, and it's really just a leg.
Doesn't really have a purpose. There you go. It's just a leg. But anyways, it really doesn't have a purpose. It's just a nonstop propaganda that they're basically feeding all these space lovers the idea that they're going to be taking this BFR rocket and not only going to the moon, but they're going to be taking payloads to Mars. Yeah, they're going to the moon supposedly in 2023. How long do you think it's going to be that they're going to Mars? They've been saying this for a long time, but I guess what makes this really interesting is right here. Yusaku Maezawa, whatever, the Japanese billionaire, because again, he's funding this. He's the one that's putting down the down payment. And let's just see what we have to say here. This has done a lot to restore my faith in humanity. That someone's willing to do this, Musk said. To take their money and help fund this new program, that's risky. Might not succeed, and it's dangerous. He's donating seats. These are great things. All right, so this is Elon saying this about the Japanese billionaire that basically is funding this. He's given a huge down payment already. They're not disclosing what that amount is. So the very fact that they're not disclosing it shows you exactly how big that down payment is. Poor Japanese billionaire going to lose his money. But anyways, people want to throw money at space all the time and throw $250,000 for Virgin Galactic deposits back in 20, what was it, 2008? I think if you research it, you'll see that millionaires were they were actually even buying space flights with deposits way, way back. And still, what's Virgin Galactic doing? Well, we'll do another video on that soon. I'm sure they're going to make some stupid announcement soon that won't come to fruition. Just like SpaceX's announcement won't come to fruition at all. It's a bunch of nonsense, but this is what they can keep selling the American public and really the world because the world watches NASA and SpaceX and with bated excitement. The BFR will stand about 387 feet, 118 meters tall, and both its rocket and spaceship components will be reusable. The 180-foot long, 55-meter spaceship can accommodate 100 people, but SpaceX wants to keep numbers way down on the lunar fly around. Musk said the company will use the extra space to store lots of food, water, fuel, and spare parts in case something goes wrong during the flight. Something goes wrong during the flight. They're going to the moon, people. They went there supposedly with the Apollo mission. Why did they even put this in the article? And people are so dumbed down that they can't see how ridiculous this is. Where they're talking about it's going to be dangerous. We don't know what's going to happen. Things might go wrong. Wait a minute. The Apollo missions went there and back 6 times. No problem. 12 times in total if you include there and back. This is what the story, the narrative that they teach, okay? Not one problem, not even a hiccup, not even, a micrometeorite hole that they had to cover with a Christian rock album or they had to show a different hole. Again, nothing happened. And yet they're all worried it's going to be dangerous. We don't know what's going on. And it's in 2023. Come on, with all the technological advances, please give me a break. And the 2023 date, by the way, is far from set in stone. All right. So they're throwing out the 2023 date, but guess what? It's by far, right? By the way, it's far from set in stone. A lot of development and testing work will have to go well for SpaceX to hit that target, Musk said. Oh, so there is the key right there. Are you ready for that? Look at that. So at least they're kind of being honest and saying, by the way, we're throwing that date out to get everyone excited and work them up into a frenzy. But guess what? Everything's just going to have to go as planned for us to hit that target. Probably not going to happen, but we just wanted to throw that out there. The BFR, which stands for Big Falcon Rocket, or Big Effin' Rocket, haha, right? You get it? Big Effin' Rocket. Nice. Is designed to help humanity settle Mars. Oh, it's designed to help humanity settle on Mars. In other words, throughout the solar system. Oh, so good, Elon Musk. Thank you so much. We need to really get off Earth, right? Because, well, it's just not great anymore, is it? We're destroying it. So we got to go to Mars. Like Mars is going to be any better. The idea that we're going to go colonize planets is so absolutely incredibly ridiculous. People have been buying into Star Wars, Star Trek. They have loved space for too long. They can't see through the nonsense. You just have to start piecing this together. It's going to be really tough for your worldview to be shattered. I understand that. But really, there's been so many incredible documentaries, research, constant videos are surfacing showing how ridiculous all this is, from green screening to lies, promises never kept. The idea that no problem that they went to the moon in the 60s and 70s, give me a break. They had no such technology to do such a thing. It was the biggest lie ever. And again, most of the people that were around that were older when the supposed moon landing happened, they're dying off. The new generations are coming forward and they're seeing nothing but promises. They're seeing announcements like this that never come to fruition. Again, more and more people are waking up to the truth, the lies of the world. And it's so amazing that we can kind of, cover all of this and you guys can be all part of the journey. So if everything goes to plan, it will do a lot of other things from satellite launches to point travel here on Earth. All right. SpaceX aims to phase out all of its current hardware eventually. Hmm. So they aim to phase out all of its current hardware eventually. So I guess SpaceX is moving towards the BFR as the technology, that, they don't even know when they're going to get there, but apparently they're going to get there maybe in 2051 because really the 2023 date is not set in stone by any measure because everything has to go perfectly. There's got to be a lot of development and testing. Oh man. And this is space.com. Should be ashamed, space.com, putting an article like this when really you're saying, in your article, the date, and yet right here at the bottom it says, well, just letting you know, all this stuff has to go as planned. But this is not set in stone whatsoever. And again, grab a Japanese billionaire. It adds to the excitement. He's going to help all these artists go. I was reading in another article that he wants to have like artists and painters, and he wants to have architects, and he wants people to come back because of all their creativity that they see on their mission that they can help humanity with the arts. And I'm thinking, really? The arts? What exactly has NASA done for humanity whatsoever? What exactly has SpaceX done? I mean, all their aspirations to go all over the place, but really, what have they done for humanity? Nothing. Zilch. Nothing whatsoever. There's nothing that they've created. There's no invention that's been made that has made humanity better in any way whatsoever. It's this desperate pursuit to ascend beyond the stars, to go to the planets, to colonize Mars, to be like Hollywood. It's just unbelievable. But we have the Hollywood arm to really push this forward with people so they believe it even more so, when they see great celebrities, in roles being left on Mars and really he's got to get back. Again, all this stuff is nonstop science fiction. They put these things out in movies. I would imagine that they'll probably do some sort of movie coming up. I think this fall they're going to be recreating the moon landing movie. I think that's coming out. I forget offhand what the name is. I did actually a video on it, but it escapes me right now. But they also came out with a documentary on Jack Parsons. And what was interesting about that is they showed exactly how much of a Satanist he was in doing sex magic rituals, being heavily involved in the occult. I mean, this is right in our face, guys. They're not even try to hide it anymore. Usually in the past, they would try to hide a lot of the occult, all of the dark, sinister beginnings of NASA. Now it just seems like they're just coming out there. People don't even care. They just clap even more. They're like, cool, Satanism, neat, worship Lucifer, awesome. If Elon Musk is doing it or Jack Parsons, then we got to do it too. That's how far we've got. That's how far we've got with this space delusion. That even when you look into the origins of NASA, and seeing the occultic nature, the mystery schools, all the connections, people don't even care anymore. I mean, they've hit it for so long, but now with the next generations and the new generations coming up, they're just so entranced with this all. It's exciting for them. But yeah, there's a lot of problems with SpaceX, with NASA, with Virgin Galactic, getting into scientism, getting into the lies they teach us about evolution, about the Big Bang cosmology, the heliocentric nonsense that we're spinning around the sun. We're spinning at over 1,000 miles at the equator. We're traveling through space at just incredibly crazy speeds. Start researching it and figure it out for yourself what truly is going on. And then you might be able to realize, well, wait a minute, if that all is true, and you're saying that, with what we've been taught, is not true, then why would they lie? And again, that is the biggest thing that I tried to cover on my channel is show that they are hiding the true creator of creation. My new book just came out, and that's the title of it. Scientism Exposed, Hiding the True Creator of Creation. Again, when you start getting into these paradigms, you completely destroy the credibility of the Bible. And it's very clear in Romans that the creation testifies to the true creator. Again, and if you're Satan, you're going to use deception, lies, cover-ups, all these sort of things when it comes to your origins, when it comes to, the creation story, to basically dismantle and destroy the credibility of the Bible, right from Genesis, right back to the firmament divided the waters from the waters. That's exactly how far back this goes. It goes incredibly far back. The deception's been in place for a very long time. We are waking up more and more to the lies of the world, and that is what is going on. So thank you so much for everyone coming, joining me on this awesome, awesome live stream talking about awesome, awesome SpaceX with their awesome, awesome lies. So, anyways, take care, guys. Blessings. and we will talk real soon. I'm going to put up the 24/7 feed right after I'm done with this video. So stick around the chat because the 24/7 Flat Earth and the Bible will be up in about 2 to 3 minutes. Take care. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And blessings.